This is Studio 809.
Everybody, welcome to the Outdoors Hiking Bob podcast. I'm your host, Hiking Bob Falcone, and you can find me on my website at hikingbob.com. Go there, everything there, new links. I will say, though, that I did recently update the website just a couple of days ago, and what I've done is I have added a page where all my newspaper columns from the Pikes Peak Bulletin can be found. On the Bulletin, the way their platform works, as it rolls off the front page, it can be hard to find them. So now I have a link. And also I have updated the page where I have my media appearances. So if you want to see a thing I did with one of the TV stations about fall colors or winter hiking or something like that, I've updated that page. So a couple of new things done to the website. Check it out at hikingbob.com. Joining me today is my co-host, Wild Westendorf.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin Wild Westendorf here, and I'm glad to be back after a few weeks of not being on the show. Very, very excited to talk about the topics today, but you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Wild Westendorf and my website, wildwestendorf.com.
And this is going to be a real quick one because today is Christmas Eve.
Yep.
When this goes out, we are recording it, a few days in advance because I'm going to be traveling, and Kevin and I don't want to be sitting here on Christmas Eve looking at each other talking about podcasts. So anyway, when you get this, happy holidays. Christmas is tomorrow. So this is the Christmas Eve edition, I guess you can call it, because you're all probably out there doing stuff and being really super busy. We're going to keep this kind of short. We're going to keep it under 4 hours. And
Try to.
This is not the Joe Rogan show. We're not going to make you sit here for hours and hours and hours. So anyway, Kevin, I hope you've got good plans for the holiday. Like I said, I'm traveling, and we'll be down in although it's going to be warm, the prediction as we're recording this for the week of Christmas is supposed to be pretty warm here in Colorado and in Colorado Springs. I'll be down in even warmer weather down in Arizona, although it's supposed to rain there on Christmas Day.
So Christmas rain.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite have the magical feeling as like a white Christmas, but...
Well, a white Christmas in the desert would be weird, although I have seen snow in the desert, so
True.
It can happen down there.
Same here, yeah.
I've been told that somebody I know wants pictures of snow on the saguaros. And they're like, let me know when that happens. I said, if I see it happening, by the time I even get to the phone to call you, it'll be all gone. I've actually seen that once on I-10 way down near the Mexico border. One day we were coming... this goes back 20 years ago. We were driving down through to Tucson, and I'll make this real brief, but it was cold weather down there, and we actually did see some snow on the saguaros that far down.
Wow.
A weird anomaly, strange thing, how often does it happen that far down? Near Phoenix, in the mountains around there to the north of us, it happens pretty frequently, but it does go away pretty quickly. So you've got to be Johnny on the spot to go see it and take pictures of it, but it does happen up there.
And
so,
as most of you know, I'm originally from Vegas, and it does snow there too. Like once every 5 years or so. It doesn't stick on the ground or anything. It just snows. It might stick on the grass and the plants and stuff, but every time that does happen, everyone there loses their minds.
I was going to ask you about that.
Like accidents everywhere because everyone thinks it's pure ice when it's not. Like it's the same as rain. I mean it's white rain.
Well, and that pavement holds the heat so much it just melts off.
Yeah, but I will see my friends in Vegas because I'm still friends with a few of my childhood friends there. And I'll see them post the photos, and they're just like in awe and amazement, and I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. People have this conception that Arizona is mostly desert and they don't see any snow. The mountains right north of Phoenix, and you only have to go north of there 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Flagstaff and stuff?
Yeah, even and just get in the Black Canyon and past there. See snow pretty regularly. If you go about an hour northeast into Payson, you're at 7,000 plus feet, and they get a lot of snow up there. So it's not like they don't see much snow, but the stuff that everybody's familiar with, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tucson, those places, they're in the desert, they're in the valley, they stay warm. But north of there, Flagstaff is a lot like Colorado Springs. The elevation, actually, Flagstaff's a little higher.
Yep.
And Flagstaff actually has 4 real seasons. They're a little shorter. The cooler seasons are a little shorter. The winter's a little shorter because they are further south than us. And in any case, there are 4 seasons down there. You just got to know where to go to find them. Anyway, a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. For those of you who listened to last week's podcast I did with the director of Colorado Springs Parks, Britt Haley, if you were one of the people who downloaded it pretty early, there was a little problem with the podcast where the last minute and a half or so was cut off, and I didn't get alerted to that till later. And I had an issue with the hosting provider that for some reason just kept cutting it off, even though I made sure the file had everything. So if you listen to it and it sounds like it got cut off and went to commercials, go back, download it. You can fast forward to the last couple of minutes and get the whole thing. I won't say you missed anything earth-shattering, but we did talk a little bit about retirement plans and stuff like that. So it is interesting. So if you downloaded it early and it sounded like it got cut off before I did my usual sign-off, it did. But that was on the hosting provider. I didn't lose anything on the initial recording. So if that happened and you were one of those people, then A, thank you for listening, and B, go back and just download it again or go to the link on the website and you can scrub through it. If you downloaded it after last Thursday, then it was going to be just fine. Actually, I think I might have actually picked up on it Wednesday evening. So if you were downloading it Thursday or later, it's all fine. Everything is on there. I confirmed it. But just in case that was one of the things. And also depending on what platform you were on. Or when
really?
you download. Yeah, it was weird. Something weird happened there. I can't even figure out what it was. Anyway, got it straightened out with the hosting provider. So just apologies for that. I'm getting very good remarks about that podcast. People really liked hearing, some things about inner workings. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Kevin and I have talked about changes to the Patreon. We always appreciate our Patreon subscribers who help us support this podcast and pay the monthly bills and stuff like that. We are still talking, Kevin and I are talking about changes to the Patreon rewards, and we got a couple things in mind. So keep an eye out for that. We'll probably announce something. I'd like to announce something in January that we're changing that. If you're an existing Patreon, you'll get the new modified rewards and keep whatever it is you already have. But if you're new to Patreon after that, then you'll get whatever's current at that time.
Okay.
But we appreciate all the Patreon. We're going to simplify it a little bit, I think, and make it maybe a little bit more, up to date and maybe a little more. I don't know. We'll see what it does. Kevin and I have talked about it. Sounds like a great idea.
Oh yeah.
Whether we have the time to do it is another thing altogether. But we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, Kevin, you done any good hikes lately? Anything cool and exciting, or just trying to get Christmas wrapped up?
I'm trying to get through the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I went very hard with hiking in October for my birthday month, so I decided to take it easy last month, and I'm taking it easy now. Like I've just been doing smaller hikes in Red Rock Canyon. I did one in Aiken Canyon the weekend before last. I love that spot.
Yeah, it's a nice spot.
Yeah, it's an easy hike. It's mostly flat until you go up onto the little mountain, and there's a fork in the trail where you can go deep into the canyon, and if you go to the very, very end, you will find the remains of a cabin. I cannot figure out why someone would want to be that far secluded, because there's no source of water or anything that is nearby. So I'm not understanding why someone would build a structure there. But yeah, it's just a really fun place, and I think if you include the loop and the side trail to the cabin and back, it's about 5 or 6 miles. There you come across like some really nice rock formations. It's red rocks that you see going from Canyon City all the way up to Boulder or Fort Collins almost. Yeah, it's just a nice hike, and I just wanted to give that specific one a shout out because it's not a well-known one.
Yeah. I think at one time there was a creek that ran by that cabin. It came out of that little, if you keep going past there, there's a sign that says end of the trail. You can see it was a social trail. I think there was a creek that may have at one time, and it may even still be a seasonal creek. I've never seen water back there, but I think it may have been a seasonal creek way back in the day. The nice thing about that, if you go there, no dogs, no horses, no bikes. It is strictly foot traffic. So if you really want to have a quiet, secluded, and nothing against our furry friends or our bicycling friends or anything like that, but if you really want a place to go that there's not going to be anything else other than people on foot, that's a good place to go. So remember, though, if you go down there, no dogs. Keep your dogs at home.
Because a friend of mine got yelled at once for that, and she just she didn't know. So,
Yeah, well, there are
still,
signs, so she
yeah.
missed the signs. But in any case, I actually had a good month in November when I did 82-ish miles, finally getting
Nice.
back on track. So as of when we're recording this, I'm at about 730 miles. Obviously, I'm not going to hit my 800-mile goal this year. But 750, 760 is going to be pretty good. So I'm going to get fairly close. I had a couple of months where, because of my foot injury and some travel, I had like a 42-mile month. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
ugh, yeah, I should be able to do a lot more than that. But I am getting back on track, feeling a lot better. Things are going better. So I won't do 800. Nobody cares except me. It's my own personal goal. It's still a goal. I'm going to start that goal next year when I reset everything to 0 and start all over again. But it should be a 750, 760-ish month or a year coming up, at the end of the year. So hopefully, fingers crossed. The other reason why I go down to
Nice.
the desert, the days are a little longer because they're further south and
True, yeah.
further west, and the weather's a little nicer, so I can get more hiking in. But
I do have to vent a little bit real quick about, so Strava used to do a year-end wrap like Spotify does with songs and stuff, but now you have to be a subscriber to see that. I keep a spreadsheet, so I know how many miles I've done and hikes and all that, but it was just cool to see that every year, like to see a visual wrap up like that. So boo on them, and Garmin did the same thing where you have to pay for the Garmin AI Plus or whatever.
which, by the way, I checked it out. It sucks.
Yeah, like it's
terrible.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's
What's it? $30, $40 a year, or something like that.
and it's not really AI. Like it just tells you, oh, you did a lot of like hikes last week or something like it's not actual.
No kidding, I was there.
Yeah, like from what I've read about it, it doesn't actually add anything to what you already get. I think it's an insult to have something like that when you pay a premium on their watches and devices. But yeah, they also started to do a year-end wrap too, but you have to pay for it, and it's just like, no.
I
Boo
signed
on
up.
that.
I signed up for that and canceled it in the grace period before they even got a dime out of me, because I saw how bad it was. I was like, this just
Good.
was not worth it. So signed up, had 7 days, 14 days to use it, and saw how terrible it was. And before they even billed me, it's like, cancel. I was like, how hard can I hit this cancel button on here and tell you to stop? Don't bill me for this because it stinks. Yeah, it's disappointing.
And I love Garmin and their devices. I've used Garmin for years.
It's all I use.
Yeah, same here. And I'm disappointed in the push for AI and all the subscription stuff that everyone is doing, when it's like, no, I don't want that. I don't care if I'm an old man yelling at the clouds, but it's just like, I don't want AI on everything. Like,
Get Microsoft Office and learn how to use Excel, or if you don't want to use that, use Google, which I think their docs are still free.
yeah.
And learn how to use their spreadsheet, and just you can customize it like I do, where it automatically adds everything, and I have going back all the years, and it belongs to me, and it's saved in the cloud on my Dropbox account, and I can just pull it up from anywhere and just see what I did, and I don't care about the rest. And I do my own mapping. So that map program cost me $20 a year. So that when you see those maps,
yeah.
$20 a year for that, plugs into my GPS, automatically downloads, saves, has all this data that's on the GPS, comes up on there, elevation gain, loss, all that stuff is on there. And I just, I'm not paying for that stuff.
But I do want to give a shout out to a website that I did find out about called Cinematic Flyovers.
Ooh,
It's currently free, but even if you charge a small fee,
currently.
yeah. Even if you charge a small fee, I would definitely pay for it. But it's Cinematic Flyovers, and he's coming out with a new version of the website. But you import your GPX track from your watch, your device, phone, and it does a 3D flyover of like a Google Maps 3D layover, or not a layer. I mean, and there have been apps that have done this in the past, but this one it's customizable to high amount. You can customize like every aspect of the flyover. You can add photos for certain points. You can choose the format you want the flyover to be in, whether it's like tuned for a TikTok, or if you want it to be on YouTube and in widescreen and stuff. And I'm really excited about the new version that he's coming out with, because it's going to have even more control of the angles and the distance and all that stuff of the flyover. And it's just a really fun way, because I have imported a few of my bigger hikes, and it's just a really fun way to visually see like where I hiked, especially when I did like the rim to rim hiking in the Grand Canyon, or the Four Pass Loop outside of Aspen. And it's just it's so much fun just to see the different terrain and the up and down and all that. It's really, really cool.
I just, while Kevin was talking about that, I just reached over to the computer here and I just Googled cinematic flyovers. That's not the name of the website, but if you Google it, it comes right up. It's the first thing that comes up. And just looking at their landing page on their website looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to play with that. I'm thinking Angels Landing in Zion. It's going to look and I've got the GPX track for that. It's going to look way cool.
I do too, yeah. Because I didn't start tracking hikes until the second time I was up there. Right. So I've got that too.
Yeah, I've got GPS tracks going back 10 years or more. So this gonna look. Oh, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't start till 2016, I think, and that's when I started the spreadsheet and stuff, and just kind of kept track. But yeah.
And I have all my GPX tracks in Dropbox, in a folder in Dropbox. So. Okay. The GPX track and then the picture version, which is what I post.
Yeah.
So I have the actual GPX track and then the picture depiction of it, 2-dimensional, or in Dropbox. So I can pull any one of those up at any time, going all the way back to
that's cool.
Whenever I started. Everything is saved. So if I want to bring up the GPX and look at it, so I can look at the topo of it, I can pull that back up at any time. So yeah, I've got a bunch I can put on there. That looks pretty cool. Thanks for the tip on that. A while back, I beat up on Hoka for their poor longevity of their boots, and then even worse was how bad their customer service was, how I had to berate them into giving me another pair of boots when they wore out after 150 miles, which I think, and those boots were not inexpensive. They're $250 boots. They should last forever.
Yeah.
At that kind of money. Anyway, so enough, had my issue with them. They did send me another pair of boots. It took a lot of effort. I heard from a lot of people who had similar issues. But I want to talk about a company that I just had an experience with that went 180 degrees in the opposite direction, how great they were. I like Mountain Smith's backpacks. If everybody sees me out there hiking, I wear a waist pack. It's pretty large. I wear a waist pack and shoulder straps that go with it and everything. And that's my hiking pack. And for 99% of my hikes, everything I need can fit in there. Extra layer clothes, first aid kit, rain gear, my locator beacon, food, water bottles in the pockets, all that stuff fits in there. Obviously, if I'm doing like a multi-day thing, I need a bigger pack. That's fine. I have, as you've seen, Kevin, a locker in the back of my garage with stuff like that. I also use their hiking poles. And one of their hiking poles that I've had for a while, the carbide tip is worn down to next to nothing. So I'm looking at it, and I go on their website, and I'm looking for replacement tips. I don't see this model listed. So I emailed them and said, hey, I've got this model, and there's a couple different versions of this. There's a pre-2024 and a post-2024.
Okay.
Down in Phoenix, I have one of the post-2024 models, but this one, it goes back to like 2022, or it's an old model. So the guy emailed me back, sorry, the tips are not replaceable on that. But he says, send me a picture of it, and I'll see if I can find something here that works for you. Okay. And I wasn't complaining. I mean, it's not a real expensive hiking pole, but hey, so I went out, took a picture of it, sent it to him. Next day they sent me back, goes, we'll send you the whole, and a hiking pole is 2 segments. We're going to send you a whole bottom section of your hiking pole. What's your address?
Nice.
Bam, done. And if they said, sorry, we just don't have anything, okay. The newer models, you can replace them. I wasn't going to complain. I got a lot of use. I've had this hiking pole for years. Those tips wear down. I've replaced them on other hiking poles I've had. It's not like they're not supposed to wear down. That's what they do. I wasn't going to complain. But they went out, they're mailing me half of a hiking pole.
That's awesome.
It's probably the last one they had. They probably found it in the back closet somewhere back in their warehouse. But they found one, and they're sending me a replacement. It's not costing me a dime. I think that is the kind of customer service I love to see. And Mountain Smith, this is not the first time that I've had to call them and say, hey, can you find something for me? And they have. And that hasn't always been the case where they've given it to me for free. Like I wanted to buy something, and do you still have one? Yeah, we found one. Here's how much it costs, and boom, send it to me. Then they're based here in Colorado, up in Golden.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're
Okay.
great people. So, and they don't, other than them sending me this hiking pole, half a hiking pole for free, they're not advertisers on this podcast or anything like that. But I like telling people not only when I've had experiences that aren't great, but when I've had great experiences, and their experience was great. And this is not the first time that they have come through for me when I've needed something a little weird. So
nice.
Your
Good.
mileage may vary. If you have an old one and they may tell you, sorry, we don't have any parts. Don't get upset if they don't, because just things are old and nothing is supposed to last forever. But bingo, I'm super thrilled with how they do things. This is why I buy their stuff. And Kevin, I've got several of their waist packs. They're unbelievably well made, indestructible. One of them I've had for years and years and years. And I have a backpack of theirs that has different modules that go in it and stuff like that. It's this huge. They were getting rid of it, and I sold it out really inexpensively, and I bought it and all the accessories and just have it. It should be in my locker. I think it's too big to fit in the locker. So anyway, that's an example of some really great customer service from a company. They could have easily just said, sorry, don't have it. Have a nice day. Buy a new hiking pole, which would have been fine. Again,
yeah.
Those car-buy tips, if they're not supposed to last forever. The idea is they wear down, and then you replace them when they wear down. But this one just... And I'm sure I probably have the last piece of this model that they have left. The next person who has one probably not going to be as lucky as I am.
But still, that's great that he went above and beyond to be like, hey, send me a picture so I can visually see if we have something that works and stuff. Yeah.
I picture him rummaging through drawers with old tips trying to find one that looks, and I'd have to figure out how to get it off or something like that. But no, just found a new one and gave it to me. So really, really happy with them. So again, Mountain Smith, they have great prices. They have sales all the time. They have a wide variety of gear. You can buy some of their stuff locally, but their website is really great. And I highly recommend them. Really happy. Man, that doesn't happen often where you have a good, this day. And not to get off track, I had a thing with a kitchen appliance, a hand appliance, not an electric appliance.
Okay.
From a company their stuff is, I don't want to say it's the high end of the market, but it's in the upper end of the market.
Okay.
And you can buy their stuff at like King Soopers and stuff like that, but they make really good, really better hand kitchen utensils and appliances. Had one of their things break, sent them a picture, and I got a new one in the mail the other day.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Their warranty is kind of like, it doesn't say they're a lifetime warranty, but they say, we'll want you to be satisfied. They have a form to fill out, send them a picture of what was wrong, and I got a thing about 2 days later, said, send us your address, we'll send you a new one. And it showed up with it by FedEx like 2 days later.
Nice. Okay.
Thrilled to death with how well that went. So there are good companies out there, and Mountain Smith is not expensive stuff, so it's not like you have to spend like a fortune to get that kind of service. You just, I like buying Fall Raven clothing.
Yeah.
Theirs is pretty expensive stuff. Usually you have to watch out for the sales, but their service also is top of the line service.
Good to know.
Either at the local store or through the company headquarters. Their stuff is top of the line. You pay a lot of money for it, but the good thing is they know you're paying a lot of money for it. So they know that they have to take care of you. And they even tell you that they want you to buy their stuff once. Not have it's not designed to be replaced every 5 or 10 years. They expect it to last forever, and they'll help you fix it and stuff like that. So, anyway, they're also not an advertiser on here. I just like dealing with them. Kevin, it's the holidays.
Yep.
We have a new podcast coming up next Wednesday, so that'll be New Year's Eve. You're going to want to listen to that because some exciting news it's exciting news about a new service that's starting here in town. So Kevin won't be on the podcast, but I just want to give everybody some holiday wishes. We appreciate all of you out there who listen to the podcast, whether you listen to it, just you go pick the ones that sound interesting or you download it. Please subscribe. It makes it a whole lot easier on me. Keeps the statistics up. So if you're a subscriber, we appreciate you. If you're a Patreon who helps support this, we definitely appreciate you. And all of you who are Patreons should have gotten a thing in the mail from me definitely by the time you hear this. And by the time we're recording it, I think almost everybody got their little extra in the mail for a reward for this year. So I sent something to all the Patreon subscribers who are current. And thank all of you for supporting this. And thanks for being a great community. I mean, this is a wonderful town we live in with great people. And you support this podcast and you support my writing and you support Kevin. I watch when Kevin posts Kevin's much more in the video side of things than I am. I get halfway through a hike and damn it, I should have been recording this. If Kevin was here, I'd been recording the whole thing. And I have a GoPro strapped to my chest and I forget to turn it on half the time. But everybody, happy holidays.
Yeah.
If you're whatever holiday it is, and I'm not saying that because I'm diminishing anyone. I just can't remember all of them. And I don't know when they all start and stop, but this is the season for all these different holidays. So I'm just saying that because I just want to make sure I include everybody. Whatever holiday it is, have a happy holiday. Have a happy New Year. Kevin and I might talk. I'll probably talk about New Year's resolutions in a column, and nobody wants to hear about that. What are they going to say? Eat less, exercise more, get the trash out on time. You know, what do you say in the New Year's resolutions? I've written enough of those. I should probably just dig one of the old ones out and send it. They don't change. But everybody... really have a good holiday. Be safe out there. Good thing is the weather's not going to be bad. The weather's going to be good. The bad thing is the weather's going to be really good, which means we're not going to get any snow. There's no snow forecast for a while. Yeah. So if you're getting snowshoes or skis for Christmas,
I know I've been desperate to use my snowshoes.
You might not use them until February. I haven't used my snowshoes in like 2 years because when I'm here, the last couple of years,
yeah, that's right.
I've got two sets of snowshoes in the locker that I haven't taken out of the locker because the last couple of years we have not had enough snow here, and I haven't had time to travel 4 hours up into the mountains to go actually use them.
Yeah, because when we did get our last snow, our first and last snow, I did look up the Facebook page for Mueller State Park, and even they said like there's not a lot of snowshoeing out here and stuff, and it's like, really? Come on.
Yeah, you need a good 6-8 inches. And, you know. I guess we had some with that one snowstorm that came in right around Thanksgiving, but I was away, so
and the snow was gone in 2 days.
Yeah. I was watching on my cameras around. We have cameras around the house, and I'm watching it, and like I looked at it when it was snowing, and it was like good. We had a good 8 inches here, and 2 days later, mostly, especially the front yard, which faces south, so it gets all the sun, all gone. Yeah. You know, and I can steer the cameras and look around and do a 360. I'm like, there's nothing there. It disappears pretty quickly. So anyway, Kevin, thank you for being here and being a constant. And you've been here since the beginning, and I appreciate that. And hope you have a good holiday. I imagine you're doing something with your mom or something.
Yeah, so for Thanksgiving, we went to the Broadmoor for their brunch buffet, which was the best one I've ever been to.
It better be.
Oh, yeah. It is expensive. So for Christmas, we are doing the brunch buffet at the Cheyenne Mountain Resort.
That's a very nice one.
Which I've gone to that one several times in the past, and that's a really good one. So I'm really excited for that. I'm bummed we're not going to have any Christmas weather because it's just nice to have snow on Christmas Day. But yeah, so it's just going to be like a chill time. I'm off the day before, during, and the day after Christmas, plus the weekend. So I'm going to be off for 5 days in a row. So I'm really excited about that.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to be getting some hiking in because there's a couple mountains I want to hike that I want to try to do before we get snow. Because I tried to hike these mountains in the past when there is a lot of snow up them, and they're not fun to hike in snow. And you know, it's just
which ones are they?
Pardon?
You want to tell us which ones they are?
Yeah, it's Mount Rosa and Bison Peak. And I have tried...
Bison's a tough hike when there's no snow.
It is, yeah. And I have tried both mountains in the winter before, like when they have a lot of snow, and I could not finish them. Especially Bison Peak was weird because it was just nice, sunny weather, and then it's like... I hit a line, and then it's suddenly like 3 feet of snow or 4 feet of snow. Like it was weird. Yeah. So I tried to do like a mile and a half or so up in the snow, but it was just like impossible. And the same thing with Mount Rosa, except there was snow the entire time. But it's just once you got past the Frosty Park area, the snow just got so deep that it was just impossible.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right to do those before it snows. And with the... You know, we're hitting, by the time this airs, we've just passed the winter solstice, So the days are going to be getting longer, but only by a minute a day. So not a whole lot there. You want to get an early start too. And that's one thing I remind people when they want to go on these long hikes is keep an eye on how much daylight you have. There's only 8 hours of daylight. So in some of these hikes, Bison Peak is definitely an all-dayer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to do Rosa from North Cheyenne Canyon, do the long way, or are you going to drive up?
I planned a long way, but I thought about making the drive up Old Sage Road to do the short way, because the short way I think is 6 miles round trip, but the long way is like 14 miles.
It's almost,
round
I was going to say,
trip.
it's at least double that, if not longer. You can, your car, I don't think would make it, but it's a 4-wheel drive road. It's gotten worse. I used to be able to drive up it with a stock Jeep, just a plain old off-the-shelf Jeep, all the way up to Frosty's Park, and then it's like a 4-mile round trip hike.
Okay.
But last time I tried to get up there, I didn't have enough clearance with my Jeep, the Cherokee, and then I ended up with a 3-inch long screw in the side of the tire that.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that was a mess. Fortunately, I didn't go through the sidewall. I was able to get it fixed, but I had to stop every 10 minutes on the way down and air up the tire.
I think I remember you.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. I limped it into town, stopping. Fortunately, I carry a big compressor. Not big, but I carry a compressor. It's a pretty high-powered one in the Jeep, and I was able to just constantly fill it up when I got the signal on the dashboard that it was low. And I knew not to take the screw out because then, of course, you just have a hole in it. But in any case, yeah, that's a nice hike. But anyway, I just want to say thanks to everybody. Happy holidays. Have a good new year. Be safe out there. If you're here in Colorado Springs, don't forget to watch for the fireworks from the top of Pikes Peak. I haven't seen them in a number of years. I think one year I may have to just play hooky and stay here and watch the fireworks. I haven't shot those for in a long time.
The last 2 or 3 years, it was too cloudy to see them, because I would stay up just enough to see, like, oh, I can't see Pikes Peak. I'm going to bed now. Yeah.
Good idea. I've watched them by the end of our drive because, Colorado Springs, you see them from almost anywhere. But I've gone closer in, like over to Garden of the Gods, and shot pictures of them, which are just fantastic.
Oh, I bet.
But I haven't done that in a lot of years because we're typically down in the desert. Anyway, thanks everybody. Kevin, any last things you want to say before the end of the year and your last appearance on there? Like I said, I'll be on next week in an interview I'm doing. But
just a heads up, I have finalized my plans for March of next year for the Grand Canyon. I've had to change the hike I wanted to do because a part of the trail is closed right now due to a 50-foot rock slide.
Ooh, which trail is that?
River Trail.
Okay.
So I won't be able to cross the Silver Bridge or anything, because I plan to go down South Kaibab to Phantom Ranch and then up Bright Angel.
Right, and the river trail is what connects you to the Bright Angel Trail. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that entire portion is closed, but I will be taking a slightly different route that adds a few extra miles, which I'm fine with that. I'm just really, really excited to see the South Rim in the daytime, or to actually be on the South Rim in the daytime, because last time I was there, the South Rim, when we went down and up, was in complete darkness. But yeah, I finalized the plans where I'm going to see my cousin for her wedding and then go, peace, y'all, and then just spend the rest of the week in the Grand Canyon.
I'm out of here. There's no chance they'll have it cleared up by then, you think? Or they're fluid?
Their goal is October of next year.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a huge wait.
Well, you can't get any equipment down there. So they probably have to do everything by hand and probably with mules, the burros.
There was a photo I saw where there was like a bobcat, little tractor thing down there. So I'm assuming that might have been stored at Phantom Ranch or something.
Probably,
yeah, but yeah, I imagine a lot of it is just it's handwork.
And to get it across those bridges, which you and I have hiked across, you can't put anything real big, either heavy or wide, on those. So even a small bobcat probably can only do so much. And they probably had to barge that down there.
Yeah.
Because there's no roads into there at all down at Phantom Ranch. So, because everything, like if you have a medevac, it's all going to be helicoptered, and the supplies are brought by burro to go down there. So there's not a road one to go down there. So, wow. So October.
Yeah. So
wow.
my plan is to hike down South Kaibab to Phantom Ranch, then go back up the Kaibab Trail to Tonto Trail.
And go across.
And then take that across, and then back up on a Bright Angel.
One of my hikes I've been wanting to do there is to go down Kaibab, hit the Tonto Trail, go across and come up Bright Angel. I've been told it's I was under the impression it was a fairly easy hike, fairly easy for the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I've been told it's not as easy as I think it is. But they say it's still a wonderful hike to do. Somebody talked to it's still a great hike to do and give it a try. So
Yeah, just I wanted to see the river so bad, which is why I'm gonna go down to Phantom Ranch. And plus, when I saw Phantom Ranch on the way down and back up, like it was in the dark too. So I would love to just see the area in daylight.
so was this like a couple day thing? You're going to spend the night at Phantom Ranch or
No,
just,
it's going to be an all-day hike, but I plan to go down and up in one day. And I found out that there's old train cars outside or like right next to the town of Williams that you can rent as a hotel room. So you can rent a train car and a caboose or a caboose, and they're really cheap too. So I planning on staying there.
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
They do well. You know what you're doing. You've hiked rim to rim to rim. Nobody's gonna tell you anything about what it takes to do that hike. I was wondering about that because Phantom Ranch, you've got to reserve a place to stay down there like a year and a half or 2 years in advance, way in advance. I was wondering, how is he doing that? Well, be safe and but have fun and let me know what the Tonto Trail is like because I won't get to it before then.
Okay.
I would love to do it this coming year. It's something I want to do before I get much older. I'm not getting any younger, damn it. But I would love to do that trail. Like I said, just hike down Kaibab, hike across, come up. You end up at Indian Gardens.
Yeah, and I remember that was in the dark too on our way up. So I'd love to see
It's beautiful.
that because it looked like I got the sense or impression that it's a beautiful spot. And like obviously I can see it from the top of the rim, but walking through it at night, it's like, oh, this really is a garden.
It is really beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, very lush and green. It's really a gorgeous place. You'd love it there. Well, anyway, folks, we wanted to keep this short, and we're at 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My bad.
No, not your fault. We just get talking. Anyway, everybody, again, thanks, everybody. Happy holidays. Be safe. We'll see you. I'll see you on the 31st. New Year's Eve. Kevin, we'll see you sometime next year. I do have some interviews that I'm lining up with some really interesting people that I think at least one of them will air in January, but we'll get Kevin in here in January. We'll talk about how the holidays went for Kevin, but we'll see everybody then. And again, thanks for listening to the Outdoors Hiking Bob podcast.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.
See you, everybody.